When life gets unpredictable, preparation matters. In medicine, it's all about staying alert, ready for whatever comes through the door. On the road, it's no different. That's why Volvo designs vehicles to help anticipate risk, reduce harm, and protect lives. The Volvo XC90's advanced safety systems inspire confident decisions wherever the road takes you. The Volvo XC90, for life. Proud sponsor of the Pit Podcast. Learn more at volvocars.ca/safety.
Hi, calling you from the Legal Department of Service Canada. Purpose of this call is regarding enforcement actions, which has been executed by Department of Justice against your social insurance number. Press 1 to speak to an office right now to avoid further action.
Investigation Division of Service Canada, how can I help you?
Actually, it's more like press 1 if you want to get scammed. If you have a phone number, you've gotten one of those calls. So this applies to everyone, and one intrepid journalist decided to go down the rabbit hole so you wouldn't have to. Our pleasure to welcome Tristan Péloquin, journalist at Presse. Tristan, thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
And I applaud you for doing the work for us here, because for a lot of us, it's like, oh, what happens if I actually try and get through this call? Tristan, can you first off tell our listeners just how big of a problem the Service Canada scam calls are?
Well, just as you said, probably anybody in Canada who has a phone number got the call. The RCMP told me that there was 750 victims of this scheme that lost over $1.5 million in they give money to the scammers. It's huge, and it's been there for since 2014. This kind of scam, appeared in those years, and it evolved a lot. The script changes probably once a month, but it's always the same thing. They're trying to get you to give money in an urgent manner, and that's what all they do. They create an urgent feeling. You feel that there's something gonna happen if you don't react right now. And that's the way they work.
Tristan, when you said $1.5 million, I literally smacked my face because I was so gobsmacked by that figure. So what happened when you said, okay, instead of hanging up like I normally do, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to press 1. I'm going to start talking to people here. What happened?
Well, the first thing happens is they transfer you to a so-called senior officer at Service Canada. Obviously, it's not a real senior officer.
Yeah.
And what he basically says is that your social insurance number was used to open 25 fraudulent bank accounts that were used for a $500,000 fraud in Belgium, UK, and Canada. And that's so you are under investigation, and there's an arrest warrant against you. So from there, you'll probably say it's probably a mistake. It's not true. I don't know what's going on. So this so-called senior agent says, give me the RCMP local phone number, and I'll try to unscramble this with them. So then you check on Google. They even say, check on Google yourself. You give them the local number, and from there they pretend to call the RCMP and try to unscramble this. And at the exact same moment, you check on your phone and you have your call ID shows that the RCMP is trying to call you. So basically, what they're doing, they're spoofing the number. So they're doing a phone call, pretending it's the number you just gave them.
Wow.
And on that second line, if you answer, it's an RCMP officer who says, okay, we understand it's a mistake. We're going to give you a new social insurance number tomorrow morning. But in order to get it, you'll have to take all the money that's in your legitimate bank account and withdraw it, because we're going to seize all your bank accounts.
Oh, geez. We're with Tristan Péloquin, journalist at Presse. He went down the rabbit hole of pressing 1 when he got the Service Canada phone scam in order to find out what happens next. Tristan, you send us some audio over. Let's listen to a snippet of a phone call you had with one of these scammers.
Sure.
So as the officer might have told you that you have to safeguard your funds into a government safeguard wallet. For that, you need to start moving towards your bank, because once you reach your bank, you have to withdraw the funds in form of cash.
So, Tristan, there's a snippet. I guess, one thing we need to point out, these scammers, they're trying to scam Canadians, but of course a whole bunch of Canadians speak French, and they're only doing this scam in English, right? They don't offer bilingual service, I imagine.
No, I can tell you, I tried a few times because to be able to reach that level of the stage of the scamming, I had to do it quite a few times because they quickly realize if you're trying to target them or you're trying to laugh or whatever, make a joke of them, and a few times I said, "Do you speak French?" And they immediately hang up if you do that because obviously they're calling from a different country. The RCMP says they call from India, from a big call center. You can hear it by the accent that they're probably Indian, but it's hard for them to do the whole investigation because it's an overseas thing and they have a hard time to pinpoint exactly where the calls come from.
Tristan, did the RCMP tell you who is usually scammed by this? Is there a demographic? I would imagine in my head seniors, older people are getting scammed here, but am I right on that? What did the RCMP say?
Yeah, seniors are big targets, but the biggest ones who get scammed is the newly arrived immigrants.
Oh.
They don't know the political or the way the system works. They don't know how the federal system works, and they're not aware that nobody's going to ask you for money right now. And they often get caught because, they don't want any problem. But you'd be surprised. I wrote the article and I got a few emails from people who got scammed. And I spoke yesterday to a young university student, a guy who just graduated, a Québécois, and he got scammed. He said, I had the phone call. I was in a situation where I didn't want to have my my file to add a problem with it. Yeah. I'm looking for a job, and they created that emergency situation in which I said yes to everything. He went to his bank account. He withdrew all the money. He lost a few $1,000, and he sent the money to a Bitcoin address. And the moment he did it, he said, "I just got scammed. This is so ridiculous." He went straight to the police office and said, "I got scammed."
Tristan,
they work on some. They're good at what they're doing. Mm-hmm. You can see it as big. It's big as a piano, but sometimes it works, and that's why they keep doing it. And they have lots of staff to do it.
Why can't it be stopped though, Tristan?
When you call them, you hear the chatting behind. There are many people doing this.
And how can it be stopped, Tristan? Is it up to the cell phone companies, the telephone companies? Is it up to Bell, Rogers, TELUS, Videotron to clamp down on this? Why isn't this being stopped?
Yeah, the Bell, Rogers, and all the others, they definitely have a role to do. The thing is, when those phone calls come in from overseas, they mostly come by the voice over IP protocol, which is full of flaws. So you can inject any number you want to show on the call ID, and now they have to do something. The how do you say CRTC?
The CRTC, the CRTC.
Yeah, they basically they ask for those companies to have a better system to catch those fake numbers, but it doesn't seem to work. The next step for the big telcos will be to have a system that puts a certificate in with your number call ID. Mm-hmm. And this is coming. It's called the Stir-Shaken protocol. It's going to come somehow in the next few months, but it's complicated because you have all those systems that don't talk together and that don't use exactly the same technologies. So it might be a little longer. For now, what people can do, I know that TELUS has a service that, if you call me for the first time, it's gonna say this person has call blocker. To complete your call, press on whatever 1, 4, 5. It's changing every time.
Tristan, I gotta leave it there. But let me tell you, I think we all know what a crazy scam this is and how difficult it is to stop it. Thanks so much, Tristan. I encourage everyone to go check out Tristan Péloquin's writing in La Presse for more on this. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.